Tifo and Chiasonko and Amedema Tifo Enina Sabre Yebebo Era and Semnimunia Kuti and Semno and Chem.
Asafua, a MP Old Tafo in the Ashanti region. He's been on a campaign really to unravel details of chartered flight and send Sam the Vice President of the UK a buyer lawyer a convincing Asafua akwa bana pom to saying.
No, we do that.
Bibi ayaboko there.
We don't have the minute power here.
Nyame adom bibi aboko. Inti what really is your issue? If Vice President flight or the free UK bar Ghana issue near then really. Yeah, who said Defense Minister I post say the presidential jet was run down by the previous administration. It's not fit for purpose as we speak. No, it will be cry a repair. And really, what's the issue? Say Vice President ever chartered flight the bar.
Obi, JD Kano, Mamafa, Sa, Wakunyaka Sieso, and wish Dr. Matthew Pukupempe, the Dono Freno, Ayanapo. A big happy birthday. Na Yasu Nakopon. Say, Gintia or the Bassa, Sisono. Unyakopon, Wanka Samono. On Trinity and Aquin. Na Gintia or the Bayano. Emblemo, Afamano. Unyakopon, Wishano. Na Mantia, Nemaba once what. A fan and some. And then almost one of the channel. Meaning, say, almost so unpiable. You're moving saying now some piable. The more Nakopon so. I should see a Yamagana man to Nakopon Shano.
Radio be bear man and from my never so.
But a radio piano baby.
Sir, who you sue Ukasa through loudspeaker na. And you free my feedback. Yeah, I think it's better now. Yes.
Obi. Say, and yet, me post here, a couple still on Facebook, raising issues against the chartered flight, that is the Vista Jet flight card. A free, a year, English, a memo about Ghana. And you knew that the presidential jet is grounded, according to the words of the Minister of Defense. As a legislator, as Parliament, yes, anybody can argue say Parliament is on recess. But any proactive leader would have given some amount of him. Mayamubi, Campo, our presidential flight is grounded.
In fact, not just grounded, not just grounded, or say Akufo-Addo's administration ran down the presidential jet. Among others, its fuel tank is even corroded. The presidential jet has been in the hospital, in quote, abroad for maintenance, repair and overhaul, and may be put in fairly usable state after 3 months of therapy. The presidential jet is unfit for use presently.
Yes, I mean, these were words that we stated on my post on Facebook. Now, I am saying that a presidential jet that is comatose, that is in the hospital, here, in his own words, here repair because it is unfit for purpose. This is the same flight that was used by the president at least for the past 3 months. Before, so taking over, you remember, he was using his brother's jet, which we questioned as to why, as a president of the Republic of Ghana, he is a property of the be using the brother jet. To the extent that the point his brother was even driving him in his own car, which we always discuss about that. Fast forward, the jet became solid. Almost 2 points per their own actions because the president was using it. But the Kogin and the Kwame Manso, quite a number of places. And so it came to me as a surprise. And well-meaning Ghanaians should be worried about the insult on our intelligence. To be told that the Kufuor ran down the presidential jet. Maya Marjorie said, as soon as Parliament is convened, the Minister of Defense will have to be brought to Parliament by way of a question that I will have to come and explain to the people of Ghana that one, on what basis did the Kufuor ground the presidential jet? 2, what was the cost to the state as far as the started flight, which is the Vista jet flew London, Ebedru, Ghana, and also to let us know how President Kufuor corroded the petrol tank in his own allegation. Because I am interested as to how the first gentleman of the land at the time will intentionally ground the presidential jet. Which presidential jet, in my estimation, but they are grounded on. And any question to be a issue, but you and I know that at least for the past 3 months, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama was using the presidential jet. And again, it is also on public knowledge that until yesterday, you and I wouldn't have known. We wouldn't have known that the presidential jet was grounded. Again, Obi.
Yes.
There was the standard that was set for us when these guys were in opposition.
And you can't Katri me pacho.
Under that almost 30 and say, yes, President Kufuor another jet when the government at the time was claiming that the jet was not fit for purpose into that was a year repair. These guys, that is the NDC, suggested to us that a man is first class.
Yes, and as a business class, simple.
And as a business class. You remember at the time that even the Honorable Samuel the South Blocker came to the vetting committee, I have course asking the same question. In the position, the standard that they give to us and they set for themselves seem to be very different from what you are saying because in the words of President Mahama, that he is now fit, strong, and younger in terms of 20 years as she is or she was before she left. On what basis? And per their own standard, they couldn't have made our vice president get on a first ticket class according to their own standard. Now, what are the costs in terms of what happened?
What argument is the president Ekafa vice president Sisiano wajena home kama ne ho ayedin. It now free say there was no emergency nti wasanka yemano chartered flight. And kasa the NDC for na kind in opposition no omuncha first class and as a business class emano na on famra Ghana. What argument no?
Rightly so, because it was a standard that was set by themselves when they were attacking President Kufuor. The presidential jet in Yaduma, which is first class or even a business class. So I am also playing their own words to them because at the time, there were economic difficulties and challenges. I do not think that can say economic difficulties in the agreement because over some parts of Accra have almost every now and then, I'm 8 hours here, or like to be doing. It is because we don't have enough money to buy crude. If you go to Kumasi in the Ashanti region, quite a number of times, well, I tell you, 8 hours. Almost every 2 days, we tell you crown. As we speak, there are a number of particular payments that are supposed to be made. And so, anybody who thinks that to me the public purse, why don't you get on to the first class or business class as they suggested when they were in opposition? Because Obi, check the website of VistaJet, you would realize that the least amount that you pay for an hour is about $11,000
for an hour.
Yes.
Vista, that's for this VistaJet 836, no?
Yes, that is what you pay for an hour.
$11,000.
$11,000. Now, my point is that if the government would have been prudent and sensitive enough, and also would have been patriotic enough, truthful to themselves, according to their own work, what they use when in opposition. Business class ticket from London to